Yes, here goes my YouTube career. Okay. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to day 21 of 31 days of Horrorween. We are almost through with the month already, guys. Today, we are gonna be talking about Halloween 2018. Really quick though, before I get into anything though, I gotta go over a few things. First, obviously, is a thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you guys so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description. Second thing is a disclaimer. Just because I know the fans of this franchise, there are few out there, few, not the majority, few that are very passionate about this movie and are not gonna like what I have to say about it. So, I've gotten comments in the past before on other movie reviews from dumbass people that somehow think a movie review is meant to be objective, which, don't at me, literally is not possible. Don't at me if you are one of those people, or if you love this movie so much and you can't stand to hear anybody say anything bad about it. Click away from this video right now. Third thing and final thing before we get into this, I'm gonna talk spoilers. Honestly, this would be a 30-second video if I just told you my thoughts on it without giving any spoilers. So I'm very sorry. That's why I'm putting it up on Sunday night, because I figure most people who care about the spoilers are gonna go see it opening weekend anyway. So I'm giving you a fair warning. If you don't want any spoilers, don't fucking watch the video. Click away now. Don't get mad at me if something gets spoiled for you because you kept watching. Don't know if I have to summarize this movie, but we'll do it anyway. Directed by David Gordon Green, Halloween follows Laurie Strode 40 years after the events of the first film. During a transfer to another hospital, Michael escapes again and returns to Haddonfield to kill yet again. All right, let's get into what I liked about this movie. The only thing that I liked about this movie is the female characters. I liked the whole little family, you know, the generations of the women. We got Laurie and her daughter Karen and her daughter Allison. I liked them mostly in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. So we're jumping right into the spoilers, folks. My favorite part of the movie, and the only part I really truly liked, I think, was like that last 10 to 15 minutes where, you know, Laurie's kicking ass and then Karen gets in on it and they fucking trap Michael in the fucking panic room thing, and then they light that. Like, that was pretty badass and I liked that. That was cool. I've also seen a couple of reviews kind of making a connection between the themes of this movie and the Me Too movement, because it's very much about Laurie and like her kind of like PTSD over what happened to her. So a lot of people are likening it to like rape victims coming back and coming for and fighting against their abusers, which I can definitely see. I think that is going to make for a very cool discussion. I think it's a valid point. I've seen some people getting a little bit aggressive over this, like some people saying like that's not what the movie was about. It's whatever you see in the movie, and I think it's a valid way to interpret it. I'm not saying that's how the movie was intentionally made, but it's a cool point, and it would be really cool to kind of like view this movie in that lens and analyze it that way, if that makes sense. That out of the way, let's get into what I didn't like about this movie. I feel like I'm talking so loud because I'm just so animated about this. So animated. All right, I thought this movie was all over the place. I thought there was just too much going on. So like we start off with this podcast crew, which like they play a heavy role in the trailers. Like they really relied on those guys in the trailers, like kind of made you think that's what it was gonna be all about. Nope, they're done within like the first what felt like 20 minutes of the movie, I think. It felt half-assed and I didn't really understand what their whole point was. Like, to reiterate that Michael is evil incarnate? Duh, we already knew that. Like, the fuck was the point? And then we're jumping around between like Allison and her life, and then Laurie, and then how she is dealing with this, and then poor Karen kind of just gets forgotten about for a whole lot of the movie. Like she has like 1 or 2 moments in the beginning, and then she really doesn't do anything again until the very end of the movie. Then we have like the whole thing with the doctor guy, the new Loomis, as Laurie. So nicely puts it in the movie. What the fuck was that even about? Like, somebody please explain. Like, the fuck was the point of him killing the cop and then him putting on Michael's mask and saving Michael, and like, it went nowhere. What was the point of that? Like, same thing with Allison and her boyfriend or whatever. Like, they made this, you know, big thing in the movie about how, like, the boyfriend was gonna meet the parents and it's a whole thing, and then they get to the Halloween dance and then all of a sudden he's flirting with another girl, and then when Allison confronts him about it, he like destroys her phone. And so I'm kind of like, okay, so what? Where did this come from? Like, and it's like apparently a thing that when he gets drunk, he gets like this, and we're like, okay, cool. So that came out of nowhere. Like, I feel like there were so many things that were just a vehicle to get a character in a certain location in the movie. The whole point of like the fight with the boyfriend was to get Allison outside so she can encounter Michael Myers. And the whole thing with like the doctor going crazy and saving Michael and wanting him to confront Laurie is to get Michael and Allison near Laurie's home geographically, because how is he gonna know where she lives, right? So we gotta get away. We have to think of a way to get him there. And I know some of you out there are gonna be like,
duh, Vicky, like, well, if you think about it, all of the scenes are a vehicle to get to a certain point.
Which I understand, but usually the scenes logically flow and get the characters to a certain point. No, right? Like, my whole point is that it was illogical. Like, it didn't make any sense. And so the only sense that it made was to get a character to a certain point. Other than that, like in real life, you would just be like, the fuck. Basically, it felt like there were scenes missing. Like, I feel like if they had just thrown in a scene or two that kind of set up that the boyfriend had a drinking problem, or they had a kind of rocky relationship, set up that the doctor was maybe a little bit too obsessed with Michael, then it would have made a lot more sense, and I wouldn't have been like, what the fuck, in the middle of the movie theater. The scares. Okay, well, we gotta talk about this because I feel like the trailer, the very first trailer for this movie that came out, I don't even know how long ago now, kind of set in motion this whole thing with me about me avoiding trailers for the rest of the year, because I got mad during the first trailer that whole closet thing with the babysitter. I was mad because I was like, this is why I hate trailers, because they give away so much of the movie, and then you go to sit down to watch the movie and you know where all the scares are because you saw them all in the trailer. Basically, I was right. No. I mean, like, my fears for myself, I was right to try and avoid the trailers for myself because so many of the fucking scares were given away in the trailer. So I found the movie to be rather boring up until the very end, which was really the only parts of the movie that weren't in the trailers, I feel like. But there was so much of the scares and tense bits that were given away in the trailers, and I fucking hate that. I think it was during one of Drum Dum's streams, and I'm pretty sure it was Cody Leach that said it, that like, there are just so many, like, you know, studios and whatever, like, they don't care what they give away in the trailer. They just want tickets sold. They just want people, like, they just want butts in the seats so they can make back their whatever they contributed to the movie. They can make that money back, and that is 100% right. And it's why I hate trailers. Moving on from that, that's a whole discussion that I've already kind of had, so we'll stop. I feel like this movie was a repeat of the first film, pretty much. Michael escapes from the hospital, like, during a transfer. Again, he goes and kills a whole bunch of people. Again, he goes after Laurie. Again, and he's probably coming back for another sequel. Again. Like, it just felt a repeat of the same movie. Because there were so many scenes and scares in the movie that were like recreations or callbacks or nods to scenes in the first film, and even some of the other franchises as well, even Season of the Witch, like the masks make an appearance. But there's so many, like, of the scenes and some of the kills, like somebody being pinned on a wall, that sort of thing, like, that are just callbacks to the original movie. And the formula of the movie is the same. Like, the only thing that has changed really is Laurie. And then like just all the characters, Lori included, were just making stupid decisions. The whole movie, like again, with like the whole like did everyone just forget what happened in the first movie? Like all the characters in the movie, are we just pretending like it didn't happen? They were all talking about it a whole lot, like, oh, this happened again, this is happening again. So you transfer him again? What happened the last time? You guys. And then the whole thing at the very end, I'm sorry, I'm gonna spoil the entire ending. When they set the escape, like they set the little panic room, which is actually a trap, and the whole house on fire. And literally all three of those women are standing there, staring at Michael, who is just fucking standing there staring right back at them. All there is are a few bars in their way, nothing you can't shoot through. They're just staring at each other. And I can forgive Karen and Allison for not doing anything, but they set up this whole thing that Lori has been preparing for this for 40 fucking years. You're gonna tell me she didn't think to fire a shot into that fucker's face? Are you fucking kidding me? You're not gonna convince me that she prepared so much for that and then she doesn't double tap, you know? You're just gonna trust that he's gonna burn up? Fuck. No, and then they don't even show his body. They don't show him dead. So you know they're gonna make X number of sequels to this fucking movie. Like, I'm just, I feel like Vicky, who started this channel 4 years ago, is so different from Vicky right now in this moment. Because over the course of 4 years, like when I started out, I loved slashers. I was like, slashers were my thing. 80s slashers were my thing. And right now, I am kind of to the point where I can't stand the big three right now. Halloween, Friday the 13th, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. They're also influential, but people talk about them so much that it's just like I love the first movies of each of them. And of course I have like my nostalgic favorites in each franchise. But I guess it's just a sort of thing, like I didn't grow up watching them, so I don't know. I think I kind of just fell out of love with the slashers, and Halloween kind of aided in that a little bit. Like, I'm just very much over it right now. You couldn't tell. I'm gonna have a hell of a time bleeping out all these fucks, and I don't even think I'm going to. I'm just gonna leave them because I probably said fuck so many times that whatever, fuck it. Basically, to sum it all up, this could have been a 1-minute video. I'm so sorry. To sum it up, this movie is for fans of the franchise. That's my feelings on it. That's just the way I feel about it. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that, but I am not a mega fan of the franchise. I'm not. I love the first movie, and you know, I like H2O. I know it's called H20, don't at me. I like H2O because that was the first one that I saw, so I have like a nostalgic, you know, like love for that one. But this movie was not for me. I am not the target demographic for this movie. The target is Halloween fans. So if you love the franchise, you're probably gonna love this movie, because I saw so many like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 reviews that are clearly from the fans. And that's great. I'm so happy that the fans love this movie, because that's who this movie was made for. Woo! So for my rating, I'm not saying this is a badly made movie, but I am not one of those reviewers that has multiple layers to the scoring, which I probably should do that. But whatever, it's a review and it's 100% subjective. Again, don't at me. So subjectively, my feelings on this movie, I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. So to all my patrons in our little chat that we have who were guessing, you were right. I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. I didn't like it. On IMDb, it's got a 7.9 out of 10. However, on Rotten Tomatoes, both critic and audience scores are 79%, and on Letterboxd, it has a 3.6 out of 5. Where am I gonna put this movie in my ranking? So if you watched yesterday and the day before's video, Friday and Saturday's video, you would know that I was ranking the entire franchise. And so it's gonna end out right now with me adding in the new Halloween movie to the franchise. So hopefully right now on the side here is my ranking currently. I don't think this movie was worse than Halloween 6 or Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 at all. But I clearly did not like this movie. I don't think it's the last position. I think I'm gonna put it in at number 9. So now Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is number 10 and Halloween 6 is number 11. So I think that is my final ranking of the franchise for now. I guess that can always change, but yeah. Okay. So if you've seen the new Halloween movie, let me know in the comments section down below what you thought about it. I guess just still be wary of spoilers. Just give a warning right at the beginning if you're gonna talk spoilers, just in case there's still some people lurking in the comments, even though they shouldn't be, because I said there's gonna be spoilers. Let me know what you thought. Yeah, I'm gonna end this video now. It's probably way too long already. So for what it's worth, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday regularly, but every single day this month for October, there is a new movie review out. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.